I totally believe in
think
that.
this
Totally.
spirits I've never seen or.
I've never encountered anything like that.
It's hard for me to believe in anything I haven't seen, but it's also hard for me to believe that an airplane can fly.
Yeah.
Huh, good point.
I just want to know who invented radio.
Thomas.
Ray.
Who came up with
Jefferson.
this? No,
Ray.
who came up with the concept?
Ray.
Tom.
Ray
Jefferson.
Deal.
Not
No.
Thomas Jefferson.
Thomas Edison, I mean.
Thomas
Thomas Edison.
Telegraph. Who invented the telegraph?
That's Thomas Edison, and he
Well, that's
also invented
electronic.
radio.
That's
He invented
But-
both.
Alexander
thought, like-
Graham Bell.
of radio waves, like the
That's
whole
records.
concept of this.
Microwaves, radio,
Thomas
yeah, all that
Edison.
stuff.
It's the same
Whoever thought of this whole, you
Go
can
to
go out there and
Greenfield
pick up your
Village.
cordless phone,
Right.
walk out in your backyard, sit down, pop a beer, and call your friend in Tokyo with like no connection between you, just like something that's holding in your hand. What's up?
Satellites.
It's the same way, and so I'm more impressed with the first guy that thought of this shit, which was
Thomas
radio.
Edison.
Yeah.
I guess that's probably just a tangent off
Well,
of.
when he first invented radio,
Ben Franklin.
there weren't too many stations on there, were there?
No, there weren't.
It was like,
One.
It was hard to get a good tune. Who thought of this? Okay,
Funny
we can
thing is,
pump.
the funny thing is
voices
they all used to
and
dress
music
up and sit
across.
around it and listen to it like they were going to the theater. Do you ever notice all those old pictures they show the people listening to the
There was-
radio? They're
yeah.
all dressed up
The
in
long
like
range
dresses
and all
and
that
stuff, like sitting around
well, they
it.
used to dress up
That's
in
what they
everyday.
used to do
you
every
know,
day.
They used to put ties on to go out and work in the garden back in the old days.
What's up with that?
So-
Every day you get
What's
dressed
up with
in
that? It
dresses
was the
and-
proper thing to do. That was what we did back then.
Dude, sweat on your
A
tie.
lot of the influence also came from London.
Puritanism.
You know, the king and royalty.
It was just the thing of the day. All men wore hats. All women had two sets of clothing when they weren't inside the house and when they were outside. Men used to dress in ties, whether they were going to sit in the house all day long and read a newspaper or go out and work in the garden. They used to put ties on. My grandfather lived like that every day of his life.
The tie?
He'd put on a work shirt. He'd have like a khaki colored work shirt, and he always tied his own bow ties, and he'd throw on like a khaki jacket with a pair of wool pants and like work type shoes, and go out and work in the garden with a tie around his neck. Every day of his damn life.
Wow. A bow tie. no
Bow
less.
tie. Huh? And
What
he
was-
lived to be 90.
7 or something. We're studying the colonial days in school, and I'm reading a book to the kids. And it's funny about how, you know, kids at the dinner table were not allowed to sit down, were not allowed to speak. You couldn't say something was good. I mean, it was just so different. School was different, everything was different. And we come to a part where they're talking about punishment in school. They think it's just a riot. If you bit your fingers, if you whisper to anybody or whatever. Then we get to the other part that says if women talk back to their husbands, they would have to go on the dipping stick. And they put people out on a long pole, put the woman out on a long pole and dipped her into it's like a seesaw kind of mechanism, into
Didn't
the
just-
lake.
Oh, rightfully so.
They didn't just dip them, honey, though. They kept them in the water
Okay.
until
That's what they did to
for a
witches.
good
too.
30, 40 seconds until they could almost not breathe again. Then they'd bring them up, they'd be going,
Oh,
no, it
really?
was punishment. Yeah, it wasn't just
Yeah.
public
Humiliation.
embarrassment.
Yeah.
No, it was
Almost killing.
Well,
Might
they,
have killed some.
teach you little.
Oh, yeah,
Trail.
it was clearly
Oh, yeah,
not
I
a,
gotta tip you.
Like they
Not
do
a
it,
chick's
like they used to do it.
back
They
And
did
now,
that to
can
the
you imagine
witches.
trying it now?
And then if they
Doing
didn't
it
drown,
really-
they'd say, "Oh, you must be a witch because you didn't drown."
Right,
Drown
right.
anyways.
They'd kill you now. Anyway,
In
women
jail.
would kill you.
hey,
What
But
is
that's
it?
all when the laws started to just
He was
come
beating
together
me.
here, you know,
But-
back in the freaking 1620s.
The whole fact that what's her name got
They used
off.
to press people back then too, which I think is particularly.
Oh, I do too. Those doors. They put a door on
Used to
the
what?
side.
They put a
Door on.
If
They
you-
laid on the
if you
door.
were
They put a
like,
door on
if you were
top of.
considered like a person inhabited by a demon or,
The witches,
You
they
had-
rest.
yeah, witches or warlocks or evil
A lot of
people,
people.
they would take a door like the size of this table, and whatever, you know, like a regular front door. They'd stake you to the ground, put a door on top of you, and one by one, they'd pile boulders on the door to press the spirits out of you. And of course, I mean, you ended up about this big and dead, but
Spirits are gone.
spirits are gone. Yeah.
And they used
press
to
you,
bleed you when you were sick.
Nice. Oh, take out the bad blood.
Leeches. Oh,
The
very nice.
bloodletting.
Everyone he leads you down,
Nice.
bro.
Now,
That's
now
how George
they
Washington
actually-
died. They were bleeding him because he had a cold.
Really?
Didn't
I
Robin
didn't
Hood
know
die
that.
that too?
Yeah.
That way too?
That's
I mean-
interesting.
Who died that
George Washington.
The kids.
Well,
He was old. I think he was like 68 years
way?
old.
It's over, that's
now,
At that
nowadays,
point,
they
yeah.
actually
They
raise
did that
leeches
to
in medical labs.
They used to cut your arteries and bleed you
Saw that
into
on-
Oh, they
a
still do that.
Go home.
pan beside your bed.
They still do
They'd
that.
hold your arm out, they'd slit your artery and you'd bleed into a pan.
Yeah.
And when you had blood enough for the doctor, they'd wrap your arm up.
Nice.
And then you usually die.
Now the
anyway.
leeches specifically take out infection, and then the leeches die from the infection, and you live, hopefully. But if you have infection, they'll use leeches on you still, but if you have a heart transplant or anything like that, they put leeches in there, because it's automatic
It's to
infection.
prevent you from clotting.
Whatever it
Did
is.
anybody see Sense and Sensibility?
Hey, did you hear about those Texaco boys?
Yeah.
What Texaco?
Did you see the Texaco big guy on
Oh,
TV
I
with,
saw a clip. The
the hell's
CEO
his name?
Texaco,
What's
saying how
Texaco?
appalled he
Who's
was.
the big news guy?
You didn't hear about this,
That
huh?
combs his hair from here across.
Peter Chen. No.
No.
The other guy. Ted
Not
Koppel,
Koppel.
maybe?
No, the older guy, a little older
Yeah.
than that.
What's his name?
Black
Bill?
hair.
No, it's not Ted Koppel.
Jet black hair.
No,
Thanks
he's
for
like
sleeping, I put my foot out when things started.
probably my color hair if I turned almost totally gray. But he combs his hair like across his forehead and over from the side.
National news?
Yeah, out of Washington.
That's all right. we don't-
Katie, your
Doesn't
nose
matter.
is so hot.
Not
No,
Ted
no,
Koppel?
you.
It has to, the guy,
Howdy
I
doody
Tell us
again.
what
know
happened
who
with
it
the
is,
Texaco
I know who
boys.
it is.
But anyway, he had him on a half an hour news show,
Mhm.
and that was their focus of the night. The guy decided to come on,
Who's the guy
Yeah.
who's on?
Who's they?
David Letterman
expound
last night.
about how sorry he was for the women and blacks and minorities.
Top
that
10.
they
What does Texaco have to do?
show
Okay, we'll tell you real
Texaco
quickly
at
what
the,
happened. Somehow, I'm not sure, you could fill in the gaps, because I only know a piece of
Donaldson.
this.
Sam
Four
Donaldson.
big
Sam
officers,
Donaldson?
like the financial officer and
Might be
the
Texaco.
treasurer, excuse me, the treasurer, and there was four pretty big chief officers. One of them was taping meetings for minutes. He was responsible for the minutes. And somehow or other, someone got a hold of it, and there's a class action suit or a suit against the company for, it's a bunch of minorities for discrimination or unfair practices, whatever.
Like one guy was the head of human relations.
Oh, really? I knew one
guy
was the
VP
treasurer.
ops, one was the VP treasurer, and the other guy was the treasurer secretary,
four
or
of them.
treasurer assistant.
So somehow they get these
Very high
tapes.
level executives. And they're all talking
Always same
about
bad thing.
Niggers.
niggers, and they equated black people to the black jelly beans in the bag, and did you ever notice how the black jelly beans settle on the bottom and stick there, and
They'll never get, oh, you can't even, it
Women-
was disgusting.
yeah,
It was like
women
somehow.
were
How did they find
berated.
this?
That's what I can't,
Did they play this on the
How did
news?
they what?
yeah, and you should
Tape?
see the bleeps.
Oh, they had,
They bleeped it all out, it was
yeah,
all
one-
fucking
the,
niggers and
I
these are
think
the
it was a
top
human
officers.
resources guy taped it.
For, it said, I had heard he taped it because he was responsible for the minutes.
So who were they in trouble with?
So I don't know how someone got
See, I
hold
don't,
of
I
these.
think,
Well, they getting
no,
sued.
I think it was,
Probably
I-
the
What
secretary or
group?
something.
Some
It was a bunch of,
I'm not sure if
someone
it's
had brought up, was bringing a
ACLU.
discrimination suit.
class
No,
action.
it was like,
It's the employees of,
there's someone
Unlocked,
for $100 million.
and somehow or they got these tapes got out. I can't imagine how these got out, but you cannot believe the things these people were saying.
Well, there were a lot of
It's
people
Hive guys that
a
are
lot of
playing
people were kind of coalescing and gelling into a class
Is it Hive
action
guys that
suit.
is talking on
Oh, yeah, this is like
And
high
all of a sudden, this
officers.
blew out. Yeah,
This
they're
is
the top
big.
people in the company, pretty much.
Other
You
than
know,
the CEO,
below,
it's,
below the CEO and,
Really?
Oh, yeah, you can't imagine the things they were saying.
second tier echelon type people.
I never heard of this.
Now, and what's amazing is, they had, I guess they didn't have, a lot of minorities in the company proportionately, so a few years ago or something, they started actively, not a few years ago, I don't know what the time period.
I
But
think
they've
5 years ago,
recently
the
started
company
actively-
as a whole got berated for not having, like, an affirmative action type
Okay.
mix in the company. So they hired a lot of minorities, women,
This
blacks.
is Texaco?
Yeah. They hired a bunch of people to try to conform to what
Mhm.
people thought should be the norm for a company like that.
You just
And
can't
then,
even imagine the things that were being said.
They only got so
It's
high
like
as a
you
glass
can't
ceiling
believe-
that those guys couldn't get above, and the whole show on TV was it was the president and CEO of Texaco trying to,
He was so surprised and
assure-
appalled, and
yeah.
it was just these four people. Bullshit.
Yeah, right.
We're
Bullshit.
doing everything on our power, we're doing this, we're doing that.
Bullshit. I'm sorry.
Got college
So,
pants down.
I think it was Koppel, I'm pretty sure it was Koppel.
And you know what makes me sick is
Koppel's
that,
sitting
okay,
there going,
you hear blacks and, other minorities talk about, they're being discriminated against, and I don't know how many times you hear people poo-poo them and say they're acting victims and blaming fingers and stuff like that. It could be you, I'm not, this happens. But then you see something like this, and
it
these,
does happen.
if these same minorities were to go out and say, we're being discriminated against, we can't move up the lab, blah, 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 people would say, wouldn't believe them or wouldn't believe it. You know what I mean? No one would believe this can
And then you
actually
hear something
happen.
like that.
And it
But-
makes you wonder.
But then let's talk about the people like John, who made 100 on his police's fireman's entry exam and didn't get picked because of the color of skin.
That happens
Not
every day.
black,
It
Hispanic,
happens
or
every
female.
day, Laura.
That's the world we live in, unfortunately.
Every single day that happens. But see,
One arm, you could be discriminated
He only had to get
against,
75, a black person only had to get 75%.
Just like your left arm.
I mean, that happens a lot. The thing is, though,
So
that,
if you're the
not that
one
it doesn't
burning up,
happen
if you're the
to
one
white
burning up in the
males, but
house,
guess what? It happens.
but if you're the one in the house that's on fire and your children are in that house, do you want the person that got 75% or the person that got 100%?
We can get into like that whole other issue as far as hiring practices, but the whole point is that
Hiring
we all
practices
suffer
aren't-
discrimination. However,
Hiring
someone
practices, for
like,
one, are the answer. If you hire correctly, you don't have problems like that.
So you gotta call engineering.
Exactly.
But on the same
He's a
hand,
manager.
there are, like, the people that I had an accident with last year, I was talking to them in the car, the cop was talking to them in the car, everybody was fine. This one guy, very nervous like this, I had to get out of the car, I have, an appointment, yeah, that's it, I have an appointment, I have to go to an appointment. Bolted from the scene of the accident, the girl's like turning around, talking to everybody, yeah, no, I'm fine, don't call an ambulance, no, I'm fine. Sitting in the car, drives away, absolutely no damage to the car. They sue my insurance company for $3,000 worth of damage to a '79 Nissan. Friggin' thing isn't even worth $300. And then she and her partner claim damage to their necks, and they sue my insurance company. The guy I was talking to from the state goes, yeah, they'll probably pay him off 30 grand each.
what?
I said, you're shitting me. That is fucking ridiculous.
Yeah, is that?
He goes, no, you know what it is? They know the extent of the law. They come into this country, they find out what they can get away with, they get in an accident, and boom, they are $30,000 richer.
You know what? That's so true too. Lori and I got in a car accident. I
My
got
insurance company
A lot of
got
people do that.
$65,000.
But see, you know what?
Well, where do they learn it?
A lot of people do that because
learn
they
it-
don't,
They learn it here and overseas.
It's
Right.
incredible.
Well,
they do
by
it
the-
because they don't think, it's like this big company who's got a ton of money and stuff like that.
That's incredible. That's like, like all these phony workman's comp claims, people saying they got hurt in work, this, that, and the other.
Oh, you should see the
Make
fraud cases we
settlements.
used to get as insurance.
And all the things,
Like some guy had under $100 worth of damage to his car and was, I think it was close to $1 million in like pain and suffering, bodily injury, blah, 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 all this stuff. I'm sorry, that's impossible with only $100 worth of damage to your car.
Is
you
that
know?
that BMW
And there's
asshole?
plenty of doctors out there who will sign little notes
Is that
saying it.
the BMW asshole?
I don't
Oh,
know.
the doctor will sign notes saying anything. I have a kid that's been out of work for almost 3 weeks. This doctor wrote him a note saying that he had severe stomach disorders because of high anxiety due to the personal situation with him and his wife. What the hell can I do about it? I can't do anything about it.
But
Wasn't
back
that a
to
good
your,
movie, High
your
Five?
question to me, Lori, I don't agree with it in any, you know, I mean, I don't agree with it one way or the other, you know.
All this other
The same way you're saying John got discriminated against, I don't agree with that
use the
either.
system.
Well, no, I think it goes both ways.
Absolutely, I
And
agree.
it's just like,
It's
it's
not
just
right,
like,
damn it.
But
It's
two, you
not
know,
right.
two wrongs don't make a right.
It's
It's
not-
amazing, the things that happen though. Yeah, but this is wild. If you guys get a load of what these guys are saying, you're gonna, it's gonna blow your mind. You can't
Maybe,
believe people would say that.
maybe
When did this
my
come out?
last
In the last
jam
couple of
was
days?
I
black.
guess so, yeah. Well, that was absolutely fantastic.
Hi.
I thought that was great, Mark. Thank
Me
you.
too.
That was like a real neat
Oh,
treat.
don't stop,
it?
honey.
We don't
I
have
have to
things
have a
like
cigarette.
that.
I feel like a stuffed pig.
I love this group. You guys make me smile.
Let's stare at them. Yeah, let's
Alright, so what's with the picture at dog eye level? The dog gets her own picture, huh?
You have a lighter?
She does, yeah. That's so she's not homesick.
Yeah.
Well, that's something I'd look at while, she has a little scenery while she's in the grave.
All right.
I'm okay.
You have a lighter?
Everything's beautiful.
That fruit salad, fruit salsa is really good for this thing. Mango, pineapple, onion, mango, pineapple, onion, avocado.
What?
Cilantro.
Cilantro. Well, salt, vinegar, salt.